All right, well, thank everybody for being here. Obviously, I'm Bubba, Austin. Thank you guys for supporting. Couple things. If you see Donnell and Kevin, thank them for letting us use this facility. We got a beautiful racetrack, beautiful surface today, beautiful facility that they come and let us use on Sundays. And we're real fortunate to be able to have a good quality track to do this school at. So if you see them hanging around here today, just make sure you thank them and tell them you really appreciate it. All your safety equipment, we want to make sure when we're going on the track that we got our helmets tight, neck braces, gloves, jacket, especially for the kids. Make sure, if you're not sure, ask an adult. Another thing is, you know, we're out here to learn, try to better ourselves, and we're trying to have fun today. So obviously we're all competitive, we want to win, but today's more about learning and advancing our skills. And so it's very important, if you see the red flag, to raise your hand, try to slow down, and it's also important not to just slam on the brakes and stop where you're at. Try to get slowed down, get up off the racing surface somewhere where you can come to a complete stop safely and out of harm's way, where if there's other people on the track still going speed and hadn't got slowed down yet, that they can get around you and get slowed down and get stopped. As you can see, everybody can see the big white line we got here all the way around the track. So that'll never be there on a race day, but what that's there for is for us practicing today, focusing on our line. That's the preferred line you're gonna wanna run around the track. That's gonna give you the fastest way around the track. If you keep your left side tires on that white line all the way around, you can run the fastest way around this racetrack. So you see the darker color here where the line is, you rub your feet across that, track's got a lot of grip. Your shoes almost wanna stick, it's almost sticky. So we're gonna pretend we're in a scenario of a restart. So we've come off of turn 4, we've got our green 1 to go, and we're keeping a nice slow pace, and we're coming up off of turn 2. Because by the time you get to this line on the straightaway, you've had enough straightaway where if your right front tire is not their left rear tire by this line, then you need to back off and get back in line and try to set them up and pass them on the next straightaway. Like I said, that's not gonna be there on a race day, but I like to use that as a judge. I also got a line on the front stretch that we use the same thing for. One other thing, by exiting the track, when you come and exit the track, so typically on a race day, you're gonna go to the scales to weigh. So you stay on the left-hand side. They don't want you to drive across the scales. So you always stop in front of the scales, get out, cut your go-kart off, push your go-kart across the scales. All right, so I got kind of a basic lineup of how we're gonna go through things since we got a pretty big group. I'm gonna go with my junior ones first, because they've done this with me before. So you can kind of see how we do it in the groups, and then I got it kind of listed so everybody kind of knows where we're gonna go and kind of our time frame, because it gets dark early, so we ain't got as much time as we normally do in the summertime. So I want to try to keep everything rolling. So if junior one's on the track and you're the next class, when we get five or so laps to go ahead and get suited up and be ready, because I'll come off on my cart and I'll come back to the grid, and everybody's ready, we'll go back again.
What's your favorite part about coming to Bubba's driving school?
I would say getting better. Learn how to get better, learn how to just beat everybody.
How he teaches the kids and how we all have fun, and how he teaches us how to drive.
I honestly like the help he puts out for drivers. It helps drivers that they've been doing it for a while. It helps get them like more seat time, and it also helps new drivers get a feel for what racing's all about. It helps me with passing and all my racing skills and everything else that I need to learn.
All the stuff that he's taught me, I feel like every time I come out here, I have an opportunity to learn something new and make myself better.
Going fast and racing. Well, you have fun and you know how to drive and you know where to go.
Well, I mean, I get to make laps, but I also get to test out my go-kart and push it to the limits and try different things and different setups.
What's your favorite part? You like coming out here and
Go
driving?
fast.
Going fast.
For the lines. You drive fast.
Do you like driving fast? How does it make you feel?
I love driving fast. It makes me feel just normal.
Of course I do.
How does it make you feel?
Honestly, I just like going fast. There's no really feel to it. It's just you go faster and left.
How does it make you feel?
It gives me a lot of adrenaline and it's very fun and I love going fast.
Makes me feel strong.
Yes, ma'am.
How does it make you feel?
Good.
Yeah.
How does it make you feel?
Well, when I spin out, it kind of hurts, but my pride and stuff, that's about it.
How does it make you feel?
Good.
How does it make you feel?
Good.
How does it make you feel?
Good.
What's the coolest thing you've learned here so far?
I'd probably say how to pass. That was a big struggle.
How to change motors.
That it don't take much to screw up. Probably switchbacks and really learning the groove and stuff like that.
That's a good question. I have to say just how to be consistent.
To win. Like know where to go on the track and know how to like drive and find the best spot.
You gotta hold a line because if not, you're gonna get shoved out.
At Bubba?
Flags. To drive fast.
Who is your favorite coach or teacher and why?
Austin Banker, because he's helped me like get to where I am in this sport, and he's in the driving school doing stuff for all the kids and stuff.
My favorite coach would probably be Bubba.
Why is that?
Because like when he can tell you how to do stuff and how he wants it.
I would say my dad. He's been teaching me so much, and I wouldn't even be here without him. Austin Banker, because he helps me learn a lot of stuff, and he has followed me through this racing career.
I think I'd have to say Austin because I've learned so much since I've known him. I can't compare to anyone else I've ever had coach me.
Bubba. Bubba, because he knows like what a fastest line is and know how to explain it to you easily.
I'd have to say probably I like watching Chase or whatever because he wins a lot and he's clean, so probably Chase.
Austin.
Why is that?
He teaches everything.
Who's your favorite teacher here at the racetrack?
Mr. Austin.
What's something you thought was hard at first, but you can easily do now?
I'll probably say being aggressive, because I was always afraid to hit somebody or chop somebody or stuff like that.
Like how to turn the go-kart and stuff, like how to change it.
Passing. Really following the line and passing, but now it's really easy. So
Running up there with like the big guys, people that win money every weekend, I thought it was, it's definitely hard just because they have more experience than me, but I think Austin Austin has put me in a position where I can run up with those guys, and it's made me more confident.
Keep my hands steady on the wheel. Know where to go on the track.
Staying consistent. I thought it was hard to run the same line back to back, but I've gotten a lot better at it.
The gas pedal. Too fast.
How do you feel when you put on your racing gear?
I feel confident. I feel like I'm ready to just go out there and drive a good race.
Proud.
I feel like I'm better than everybody whenever that helmet straps on. I feel like I can take on anybody.
Makes me feel in my zone and just makes me feel like I'm gonna win this race and I gotta do what I gotta do.
I feel like I can compete with anyone out here.
Good. Sometimes I'd be scared and be nervous.
Honestly, thinking about it, like going up there or whatever, like here and there, I might get a little nervous. So the quicker I get in the go-kart, the faster it goes away.
Hot. Good.
If you could race anyone in the world, who would it be?
Kyle Larson.
Chase Williamson.
Chase Elliott. Gotta be Chase Elliott. My favorite driver.
I know he's dead now, but Dale Earnhardt.
Austin.
My brother. Anybody?
Probably Chase or Cameron Carter.
My brother. Hey.
What do you want to learn next at Bubba's driving school?
How to do tire prep.
Well, actually, we're doing this today. We're putting on a clone motor and getting ready for the feel of a clone for next season, because this is my last season in Junior 3, and we're getting a feel for amateur clone.
How to get better at passing and getting faster.
Well, today I'm going to go out there and try to figure out 3 and 4 down there, because I feel like if I can figure that out here at Tri County, I might be able to come in here and win some big money one day.
How to go fast. Whatever he wants to teach me.
How to spin them out, because I still want my $20.
Do you think you can beat Bubba in a race?
Yeah, because I already have. I beat him in the clone at Paradise, like just during Bubba's practice day.
With more experience, yes.
Yes.
Only one way to find out.
Maybe. I already did it, so yeah. Yeah.
I've done it before. I'll do it again.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm Foster Smithies, driver of the Kart 15. I gotta thank my mom, my dad, Bubba's Karting Concepts, Rush Hour Karting, Kenny Smith Racing Engines, my family, all the camping centers that support me, and everybody else that supports me.
Hi, I'm Brady. I drive the B4 in red plate. I would like to thank my mom, my dad, East Carolina Auto Parts, KBN Pools, all my sponsors, and I thank Bubba for helping me. And I would thank all Chase, Chris, and everybody that helps me.
Hi, my name's Haley Smith. I'm the driver number 2 for Junior 3. Phantom Racing Chassis, Todd Miller Motors, and I'd like to thank my mom, my dad, my grandfather for getting me into this, and I'd like to thank all my sponsors, Carolina Dockstairs, importantly.
My name is Chase Parker. I'm the driver of the 31 cart, and I'd like to thank my dad, my mom, Bubba's Karting Concepts, all of its crew, Taylor Dutton, and everybody.
Hi, my name is Vance Keel. I'm the driver of the Hunter Enterprises number 4. The most important thing, I like to thank Jesus Christ for putting me in this position and giving me the wonderful opportunity to race. I want to thank my mom for all the sacrifices that she makes. I want to thank my dad for working hard every day, because I'm busy. Sometimes I can't help him, so he puts in a lot of hours for me when I can't. I want to thank Mr. Wayne for the motors. I want to thank Austin Baker for all the help that he gives me. I want to thank all my sponsors, Modeling Insurance, C&G. I appreciate all of y'all. Thank you.
My name is Price Keaton, and I drive the 5P car.
My name's Colton Oxendine, and I drive the number 11 car. And I want to thank Jesus for letting me get here safely, and thank Bubba's Karting Concept and Mom and Dad.
My name is Chris McDonald, driver of the 3D Platinum Racing Chassis. I'd like to thank my mama, Jonathan Gonia, Hunter Gonia, Raging Rooster Catering, Green Hill Electric, Scotland Designs for making the go-kart look good. Big thanks to Smoking Dreams Barbecue. I want to say that's about it, I think. I'm probably Kevin Scott for the clutches. And I don't know, I'm probably forgetting a few.
Hagen, 34.
And who you got to thank?
Daddy. My name is Alden, and I drive the 5A car. Trey, 100. Daddy.
So I'm Chad Howell, Blake Rayner's stepdad of the 155. I go back to knowing Bubba from when he was riding Blue Plate, back when it was Flatheads. Southern Cartway's first time I ever heard his name, and he run up front all day, and we were just getting back into kart racing then, and I went to his uncle's and started buying motors and started getting to know Bubba, Jeffrey, and Timmy, and started developing a relationship with them and kind of started getting information from them, and then we went out on our own and started doing our own thing, and Bubba came to drive for me and Brandon Head in the mid-2000s, and Blake was riding for us, we had Bubba riding for us, and we were winning races about everywhere we went. Well, it got to the point with Blake, it was either play football or race, and Blake chose to play football, went on to Barton to play, and anyway, so we come back, the racing, and it was like, we were lost. We had been out for 10 years and didn't really know what to do, so I got with Bubba, and we bought Millennium chassis, got on Bubba's tire prep, got on his whole program, and we went from winning 0 races to 22 this year, and 3 championships, the VDK, both Grim Reaper series, the Champ Buggy, and the amateur clones. What he won, I can't keep up with it all. We've done so much, but Bubba's first class, runs a first class operation. His driving school, working with the little kids, is top notch. Matter of fact, Blake was kind of mad with me because he's supposed to be an adult, and I had him come out here, and we picked up 5 tenths in one weekend. So there's something to what he does, and I'm a firm believer. I talk to him 3 or 4 times a week. We're good buddies, and we're just one big happy racing family.
What initially attracted you to Bubba's driving school for your child?
I would say when I realized that I sucked at doing this myself. so yeah, it's pretty easy concept.
One of his main sponsors and kart builders, Dustin Phillips, is what attracted us to here to help him get some learning.
My child was lacking track time and just a little confidence when he come here, and just the ability to get on the track with Bubba. They get to run with other kids, and Bubba will get out there and just give them sometimes that extra push that they need and let them know, hey, you can do this, you can go faster, and he just increases that every time. His program kind of grows with the child.
How has your child's confidence or interest in driving grown since they started?
Tremendously. The more we've gone down this path of seeing the gains that he makes, the more excited we get about the future and like what he's able to accomplish.
My boy has, when he started with Bubba, he was putting around the track, and now he gets out there and he looks forward to the time that he gets to spend with Bubba on the track, because they take it personal. I mean, they like Bubba, and they look forward to that time to get out there and push on him and then push on him and kind of give him a little bit extra.
What skills or values have you noticed your child learning through karting?
A lot. He's grown so much as far as just being able to handle adversity. We've had a lot of things not go our way, and we've had the successes as well. But to see him grow from the success and the failures is pretty cool to watch.
His confidence and his speed.
Teamwork. He plays as much in the dirt as he does drive on the track when he comes here. He looks forward to these old men that's always around the track. They all got a nickname for him, and he just loves working with the other little boys.
Do you see any improvements in your child's focus or discipline because of the karting?
Absolutely.
What do you think your child enjoys the most about being here?
Probably getting to go on the track and go fast.
Has the school met or exceeded your expectations in terms of instruction and support?
Yes, absolutely. Yep, he's definitely made Foster a 10 times better driver than he was when he started. So
the school has exceeded my expectations once your child does their part. I'll say the first couple of schools we went to, my boy didn't have any confidence, and he was learning, so he was just putting. Bubba gave him the same time as he did everybody else, but as his abilities increased, Bubba has stretched those to their limit.
Do you see any improvements in your child's focus or discipline?
Absolutely. On the track, he's definitely locked in on race day. Yeah, I'd say yeah.
Absolutely. When he hits that cart, he's focused. People try to talk to him, he'll close his shield and tell you to crank the motor. He's focused. He's ready to go.
What do you think your child enjoys the most about being here?
Trying to beat Austin and doing it every once in a while. So I think that's what all the kids enjoy.
I think just being around everybody. He knows when he pulls up, he recognizes trailers and carts, and he knows he's fixing to have fun with people he knows.
Would you recommend Bubba's driving school to other families? And if so, what would you tell them?
Absolutely. I would recommend it. If you're struggling and you're willing to just go ahead and admit that it may not be for you, Austin's willing to help anybody. And I truly believe that what he's doing for the sport comes from his heart. I see how hard he works. And I mean, he wants to grow the sport and he wants to see kids be successful. So absolutely, I'd recommend it.
If you got a kid that wants to drive a go-kart, he needs to be at Bubba schools on Sundays. And don't judge it off the first one. Don't judge it off the first three. Watch the other kids around, how much better they get. And when your kid gives his part, Bubba will take that and magnify it.
Would you recommend Bubba's driving school to other families? And if so, what would you tell them?
Absolutely, I would recommend them, and I'd tell them that if their child is new to the sport and is needing some help, to definitely come and attend his karting school and get out there with him and let him work with them. My name is Mike Idle, and I am Hagen Idle's dad.
My name is Silas Smithies, and I am Foster Smithies' dad.
My name is Carlton Weeks, and I'm Drake Weeks, number 100's dad.
What inspired you to start Bubba's driving school?
So really the idea or the concept of it really started back in about 2016, 2017 when I was working for Premier Racing Chassis. We did a lot of testing on Sundays, and Carter and Libby Langley would be there on Sundays with me, and we'd scuff tires and do testing. And then over the course of time, Carter had raced most of his life. So with him, I would work on, making passes and being aggressive and different things. We could talk about different things, being in the draft on the go-kart pushes and stuff like that. So it was a lot more advanced with him because of his time on the track that he had. But I would get out there and push him, make him go faster. He'd be junior 2 and I'd be an adult. So I could force him to go 3 or 4 mile an hour faster than he wanted to and teach him how to drive the corner, carrying more speed than what he's used to. And I feel like it really related over to him on a race day where he was more comfortable being pushed and people being around him. And then as far as with Libby, she kind of started later on. She was about 11 or 12 when she started, and she just rode one Sunday, and at the beginning of the day she was going around the racetrack 25 seconds, and by the end of the day we were down to like 14 or 15 seconds. And to see that kind of transition from the start to finish of her following me around, passing me, making passes and doing that. So we did that for for 2 or 3 years, when we did Sundays, and I would do that with my other customers that would come and test and do things. So that is probably where the concept started from and kind of how it originated.
How did you develop the training program?
So once I went out on my own and went into working more one-on-one with juniors and parents, there was moments that kind of defined some of the things that I do. Funny story I always tell people is when Bubba Perry started racing with me, he was in Red Plate, and we traveled down to Foothills Raceway one night to race, and he qualified on the pole. And I noticed that before the races was starting, his daddy was really, really nervous. And I kind of pulled him to the side. I was like, man, what's going on? Are you okay? And he's like, man, Bubba's never started on the pole before. Like, I don't know what to tell him to do. Like, what's he supposed to do? What should I tell him? And, the thought dawned on me then, like, man, if nobody has ever taught this to the kids or to the parents, they don't know. They show up on a Saturday and they're expected to know all the flags, know what they're supposed to do on starts and restarts. And, 7 years old, 6, 7 years old, they're just expected to go out there and know how to race like an adult. So that was one of the defining moments that kind of led me to doing some of the things that I do. So I kind of started from there and started working with my juniors, red plates, junior ones, junior twos on, starts, restarts, all the flags, passing, working on our line, just different things, where on a Saturday you get one decent practice, half of 2 laps of qualifying, and then they line up and race, and they're expecting them to know what to do, and then they got a 15-minute time limit. And so if they don't learn some of those key skills before they ever start racing, I feel like, one, it causes a lot of wrecks and accidents, and then the kids get discouraged when they don't do good, or they get in a wreck and they get scared, and then they won't hold the gas anymore. So I feel like this is a good way to introduce them to a lot of the core things that they need to learn before just going out there and trying to race. The on racetrack stuff, a lot of times you can't replicate that, because there's moments and things that happen that they're going to always learn from. But that's why I try to do the things that I try to do with being on the track with them and pushing them and making passes and starts and restarts. I try to mimic all the things that are going to happen in a race so they can learn to make those decisions and learn to make them faster, because the more they get put in that situation, the more they will make the right decisions and learn from it.
What are the most important lessons you want young drivers to learn?
Have fun. That is the number one lesson. I'm 31 years old. I've been racing since I was 7. I've been at the racetrack since I was 1 week old, and I love every moment of it. I'm having fun, even on hard days. At the end of the day, I'm having a blast racing go-karts, and that's the main thing that I want all the kids to learn and get from this, is that you can go out there and race, and even if you don't win, you're having fun, spending time with your family and spending time with friends. Some of my greatest friends that I've have in my life are from the racetrack. Most of my friends that I have in my life are from the racetrack. So a lot of lifelong memories, and I've had a blast, and hopefully we can pass that down to my son coming up here in the near future. Past that, having fun is just being a good sport. I like to try to teach that. Trying to race clean. I feel like they watch races on Saturdays and see the adult drivers racing probably more aggressively than they should, not respectfully. And I'm guilty of that myself. I'm not calling anybody out. I'm just as guilty as anybody else. But I try to teach them about passing and making moves correctly, and not just going out there and knocking somebody out of the way, hold the gas wide open, and ride the bottom when you get to the lead. You want to race with respect, and if you can make passes, make passes. And if you have the position and the other guy crashes, then that's not your fault. You have position. If you didn't have position and he crashes, then that's your fault. You need to go apologize. You need to try to set that guy up and do a better job in the future of trying to make passes. So I just try to teach some of those core things that I feel like we don't see as often. I want to build racers out of this, and not just, steering wheel holders and people that don't drive respectfully. I really want them to know that you can race and win a race and do it respectfully.
What are some of the core skills or values you hope to teach through karting?
Like I said, friendship, respect. I think you can learn a lot of things from racing and being around people. You learn a lot about life. Unfortunately, you learn bad things about life. You learn that everybody's not honest. You learn that everybody doesn't have the same values as you. But I think that it can also teach you about setting goals and achieving them, and setting realistic goals. Not, okay, my first race, I want to go out here and win and lap the field. Realistic goals is, okay, I just started racing. Let's go out here and let's complete all the laps. Let's not go a lap down. Let's not spin out. And make those goals and see the kids achieve the goals. I feel like it gives them something to look forward to and to grow on. And that's the things that I try to really push the kids and the parents to do, is set realistic goals and go try to achieve them. And I'll try to do anything that I can to help you achieve those goals in the meantime.
How do you handle nervous or hesitant young drivers to help them feel comfortable?
So I had one today. He's pretty new. He's a little red plate, and he had made some laps a few months ago, and his throttle got hung and he kind of crashed, and it scared him a little bit. So just getting him on the track, getting him to follow me around, say, hey, when you want to go a little faster, bump me and we'll go a little faster. Forcing them to kind of put them in a situation where they make a pass on you, and 10 laps into the run, they're making passes and holding the gas and not even realizing that you are that they're going faster than what they realized before. So just kind of putting them in that situation and giving them the opportunity to make a pass and show that, okay, I can make a pass and not spin out, or I can hold the gas and not spin out. I think those are really important, and it takes a lot of patience because everybody moves at a different pace. Some kids get out there and they pick it up really quick, and their maturity level in their mind is better than others, and they go out there and they make a few mistakes and you can critique on them and they pick it right up. And then other ones, it takes them more time. It might take them 3, 4, 5 practice sessions to get where they're starting to pick it up and learn it. So you really have to have a lot of patience and just understand that everybody's different and everybody doesn't go at the same speed. But I feel like you can get them all there if you're willing to take the time and work with them. And I feel like doing it in this closed condition like we do gives them the opportunity on good track, good surface, and in closed conditions where we're not trying to go out there and set the pole, where we're not trying to go out there and win the race, where, hey, let's try to go out there and make good, consistent laps and learn from it. And then me being on the track with them, I can kind of critique them as they go around. We can make 10 or 15 laps, and when we come off, I can say, hey, you need to do this, this, and this. This will help you. And then from the start of the day to the end of the day, you see a big improvement with the kids and their confidence and just their overall driving skill from start of the day to the end of the day.
What's one of your favorite success stories from working with young racers?
I don't know, there's one in particular. I feel like all the success stories are good. I would say the thing that stands out to me most, or that I enjoy the most, is starting in the beginning with somebody, seeing them transition, and then them going racing, and then going from being at the back of the pack, finishing laps, to, okay, we're qualifying in the top 5. So running in the top 5, competing up in the front, and then them finally getting their first win. I feel like that moment is special because I know the work that they have put in. I know the work that I put in. So seeing them achieve that first win, to me, is probably if I had to pick one moment, is the most special moment of all of them, because it's like all their work and their effort finally paid off, because obviously that's what you go out there to race to do, is to try to win. So getting those first wins like that are really super special. And I think I've enjoyed every one of them more so than myself winning. Those were a lot really special moments when you help somebody achieve a goal that they want to achieve. And then it's just uphill from there. I feel like they cross that line of, like, they're on the border of breaking through, and then when they win, it's like everything just clicks and they just start clicking it off. It's no more nerves, no more working towards this. It's like, okay, we got one win now. I'm can't stop me now. So that's really cool to kind of see especially the kids kind of get that moment and the smile on their face when they come off, take the helmet off. I know it's as big as my smile is, so that's really special moments.
What's the biggest challenge in teaching the youngest age group?
Their attention span, because from the first lap to lap 7, they may not be paying attention. So you just really have to be patient with them. Their strength level, obviously being super little, go-karts are heavy. You carrying G's in the corner. Especially when the track is good. So I would say those are the most difficult things, is getting them to kind of get up to speed and being able to maintain the speed with their strength, and just keeping their focus on what they're doing. Focusing on, okay, going out here, we're going to hold the gas and we're going to stay on the line. And when we pull up behind you, we're going to pull out and pass. Getting them to kind of overcome that step of pulling out and making a pass, or pulling out and holding the gas. And so all of those things, I would say that those are probably the more difficult things, but it's all fun.
How do you engage with parents to make them feel confident in the school's approach?
Well, so some parents are hesitant, and some people, much as I probably would be, don't want to drop their guard down, or they want their pride. They don't want to say, hey, I need this help, so helping them understand that, hey, this is not to show that you don't know what you're doing, or that I can do this better. It's more about, hey, we want to do this to advance your kid. And really, I have a great group of core people that kind of started with me doing this, that are very open to talking to the parents and the other parents, parents of the kids that I've helped transition, going up to the parents and being like, look, this was the best thing that we ever did. We saw more progress on Sundays doing driving school stuff than we did racing on Saturdays. So that's my approach at it, is just try to be, make them understand the things that we want to work on, the things that we want to improve on, and having an open mind to that your kid may not progress as fast as someone else's, or your kid may need to work on this area versus this area compared to another kid, because everybody is different. Everybody has different skill levels. Everybody has things that they're better at. So being able to get them comfortable in their kart and get them where they can turn consistent laps. And once they get out here, the good thing is that once they get out here and see what we do and see how much it really helps, I feel like they all are on board with it after that. It's just kind of getting over that hump of, hey, it's okay to need help, and get the help for your kid to benefit your kid in the long run.
What changes or improvements do you hope to make to the school in the next few years?
So my long-term goal is I would like to get receivers where I can talk to the kids while we're going around the track. I feel like there's a lot of things that happen in the moment that if I could say, hey, do this, or hey, move up, or hey, pass that guy, I could advance them even more and get better quality track time. So that's something I'm looking into trying to do, is, get receivers where I can speak to them on track while we're on track, but also if I'm off the track watching, I can speak to them, from the grid or from the flag stand. The other thing is just staying organized, is growing. So when you have 15 or 20 people and you really got, one or two people trying to organize it all, it can get to where it can get out of hand. So just having more help, and I want to grow it. I don't want it to just be Austin Banker doing Bubba's karting concepts driving schools. I'd like to expand it. I'm only one person. I only live in one state where I can only go to one racetrack a weekend. So if we could expand this to, hey, this person is doing this in this general area and is going to do this 1 or 2 Sundays a month, and this driver is going to do this in this area, you know, 1 or 2 times a month. I really like to see it expand because I feel like that you know, it could really grow, and it helps a lot of people, and it also gives people an avenue to get into the sport. There's multiple people that I've helped that tried to get into go-kart racing for 2 or 3 years and never had anybody point them in the right direction of what they needed to do, what steps they needed to take. And then they were able to find me on Facebook or through word of mouth and come to a school and talk to me and get to ride and realize they like racing, and then I can put them on the avenue of, hey, this is, you need to get you a kart, you need to get this, you need to get that, and let's start practicing. So I really just like to continue to grow it and you know, hopefully encourage others to try to do the same thing.
What advice would you give to parents and kids just starting in karting?
Set realistic goals. Don't rush the process. You're not gonna practice 2 times and go out there and beat people that have raced for 5, 10, 20 years. You know, even kids that haven't raced that long, there's people that have been around the sport their whole life that are helping these people. So they have all the right equipment, all the right tools. So don't rush the process. And set realistic goals, I feel like, are the main 2 things. If you don't rush the process, practice all the amount of time that you can, and set realistic goals for what you feel like you're capable of doing, I feel like you have a better time, and you also see the progress instead of setting unrealistic goals of, okay, well, I'm going out here to race and I want to win the race. Well, obviously everybody wants to win the race, but when you're just starting out, that may not be a realistic goal for what you're trying to do. So I think that is the main thing. If you set realistic goals, you don't get discouraged as quickly, and get with the right people that can help you. That's not saying that that's me. That may be somebody that you know. That may be somebody that's in your area. Get people that are willing to help you and teach you things you don't know until you're taught, or until you learn through trial and error. So if you have people that you trust and that can point you in the right direction and help you learn a lot of the things, I feel like that is a really can really speed up your progress of getting to the racetrack and being competitive. I just like to thank everybody that supports this, everybody that makes this possible. I'm just one person, and it takes a lot of people to make all of this happen, and it also takes a lot of families that are dedicated to their kids to make this happen. And I just appreciate everybody that has supported me through the years and that has tried to help me make this better, help me grow this. And I'm just so blessed to be able to do something that I love for a living and be able to give back to karting. I feel like this is my way to give back to the people that put their you know, things in their life, put me before that, and help me progress and help me learn. And this is what I want to be able to do, is give back to karting, keep growing karting, and get people into it. And you know, I feel like this is the best way for me to do that. And I just appreciate everybody that continues to support me, and that will support me in the future.